What shall we have from As You Like It? What shall he have who killed the deer? His leather skin and horns to wear. Then sing him home, the rest shall bear his burden. Take thou no scorn to wear the horn. It was a crest ere thou wast born. Thy father's father wore it, and thy father bore it. The lusty horn is not a thing to laugh to scorn.
Number 125. Weren't aught to me I bore the canopy with my extern, the outwear honoring or laid great bases for eternity, which proves more short than waste or running. Have I not seen dwellers on form and favor the loss, all and more, by paying too much rent for compound sweet, foregoing simple Savior, pitiful thrivers in their gazing spent. No, let me be obsequious in thy heart, and take thou my oblation, poor but free, which is not mixed with seconds, knows no art, but mutual render only me for thee. Hence, thou sunborn, informer, and true soul, when most impeached stands last in thy control.
Sonnet 126. O thou, my lovely boy, who in thy power dost hold time's fickle glass, his fickle hour, who hast by warning grown, and therein showest thy lover's withering as thy sweet self growest, if nature, sovereign mistress over rack, as thou goest onwards, should still will pluck thee back. She keeps thee on this purpose, that her skill may time disgrace and wretched minutes kill. Yet fear her, O thou minion of her pleasure. She may detain, but not still keep her treasure. Her audit, though delayed, answered must be, and her quietus is to render thee.
Hello, this is Sonnet 127. In the old age black was not counted fair, or if it were, it bore not beauty's name. But now is black beauty's successive heir, and beauty slandered with a bastard's shame. For each since hand hath put on nature's power, fairing the foul with art's false borrowed face. Sweet beauty hath no name, no holy bower, but is profaned, if not lives in disgrace. Therefore my mistress's brows are raven black, her eyes so suited, and they mourners seem at such who, not born fair, no beauty lack, slandering creation with a false esteem. Yet so they mourn, becoming of their woe, that every tongue says, beauty should look so. Thank you.
Sonnet 128. How oft when thou my music playest, upon that blessed wood whose motion sounds, with thy sweet fingers when thou gently swayest, the wiry concord that mine ear confounds. Do I envy those jacks that nimble leap to kiss the tender inward of thy hand, whilst my poor lips, which should that harvest reap, at the wood's boldness by thee blushing stand? To be so tickled, they would change their state and situation with those dancing chips, o'er whom thy fingers walk with gentle gait, making dead wood more blessed than living lips. Since saucy Jack so happy are in this, give them thy fingers, me thy lips to kiss.
Sonnet 129. The expense of spirit and a waste of shame is lust in action, and till action, lust is perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame, savage, extreme, rude, cruel, not to trust. Enjoyed no sooner but despised straight, past reason hunted, and no sooner had past reason hated as swallowed bait on purpose laid to make the taker mad. Mad in pursuit and in possession, so had having, and in quest to have extreme, a bliss in proof, and prove it a very woe, before a joy proposed behind a dream. All this the world well knows, yet none knows well to shun the heaven that leads men to this hell.
Young as I am, I have observed these three swashers. I play boy to all three, but all three, though they would serve me, cannot play man to me. For three such antics cannot amount to a man. For pistol, he is red-faced and white-livered, by the means whereof faces it out, but fights not. For pistol, he hath a killing tongue and a quiet sword, by the means whereof breaks word, but keeps whole weapons. Oh, from him, he hath heard that men of few words are the best men, so he shuns to say his prayers at night, lest he be thought a coward. But I never did see him break a man's head, except his own. That was on a post. When he was drunk. He will steal anything and call it purchase. I once saw Bartle steal a loot case, carry it 12 leagues, and then sell it for 3 halfpennies. He would have me as familiar with men's pockets, and, well, it says they're handkerchiefs and gloves, which is pure pocketing up of wrongs. I must leave them and find some better service. For their villainy goes against my weak stomach, and therefore I must cast it out.
Sonnet 130. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why, then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, yet no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfume is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant, I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare.
Sonnet 131. Thou art as tyrannous so as thou art, as those whose beauties proudly make them cruel. For well thou knowest, so my dear doting heart, thou art the fairest and most precious jewel. Yet, in good faith, some say that they behold, thy face hath not the power to make love groan. To say they err, I dare not be so bold, although I swear it myself alone. And to be sure that is not false I swear, 1,000 groans, but thinking on thy face, one on another's neck do witness bear, thy black is fairest in my judgment's place. In nothing art thou black save in thy deeds, and thence this slander, as I think, proceeds.
Sonnet 132. Thine eyes I love, and they, as pitying me, knowing thy heart torments me with disdain, have put on black, and loving mourners be, looking with pretty ruth upon my pain. And truly not the morning sun of heaven better becomes the grey cheeks of the east, nor that full star that ushers in the even, doth half that glory to the sober west, as those two morning eyes become thy face. Oh, let it then as well be seen thy heart to mourn for me, since morning doth thee grace, and suit thy pity like in every part. Then will I swear beauty herself is black, and all they foul that thy complexion lack.
Thank you for joining us at Rebooks. I'm Robert Cizak, reading William Shakespeare's sonnet number 133 for the Recycled Shakespeare Company. Beshrew that heart that makes my heart to groan, for that deep wound it gives my friend and me. It's not enough to torture me alone, but salve to slavery my sweetest friend must be. Me from myself thy cruel eye hast taken, and my next self thou harder hast engrossed. Of him, myself, and thee I am forsaken, a torment thrice, threefold thus to be crossed. Prison my heart in thy steel bosom's ward, but then my friend's heart let my poor heart bail. Whoe'er keeps me, let my heart be his guard. Thou canst not then use rigor in my jail. And yet thou wilt, for I, being pent in thee, perforce am thine and all that is in me.
Sonnet 134 by William Shakespeare. So now I have confessed that he is thine, and I myself am mortgaged to thy will. Myself I'll forfeit, so that other mine thou wilt restore to be my comfort still. But thou wilt not, nor he will not be free. For thou art covetous, and he is kind. He learned but surety-like to write for me, under that bond that him as fast doth bind. The statue of thy beauty thou wilt take, thou usurer that puttest forth all to use, and sue a friend came debtor for my sake. So him I lose through my unkind abuse. Him have I lost, thou hast both him and me. He pays the whole, and yet I am not free. This is me, Maureen Cullen from Seabrook, Texas. Happy birthday, William Shakespeare.
Whoever hath her wish, thou hast thy will, and will to boot, and will in overplus. More than enough am I that vex thee still, to thy sweet will making addition thus. Wilt thou, whose will is large and spacious, not want vouchsafe to hide my will in thine? Shall will in others seem right gracious, and in my will no fair acceptance shine? The sea all water yet receives rain still, and in abundance addeth to his store. So thou, being rich in will, add to thy will one will of mine to make thy large will more. Let no unkind, no fair beseechers kill. Think all but one, and me in that one will.
If thy soul check thee that I come so near, swear it to thy blind soul that I was thy will, and will thy soul knows is admitted there. Thus far for love, my love suit sweet fulfill. Will fulfill the treasure of thy love. I fill it full with wills, and my will one. If things of great receipt with ease we prove, among a number one is reckoned none. Then in the number let me pass untold, though in thy stores at count I one must be, for nothing hold me so it please thee hold, that nothing me a something sweet to thee. Make but my name thy love, and love that still, and when thou lovest me, for my name is Will.
Hello, my name is Christina Kloss, and this is sonnet number 137. Thou blind fool, love, what dost thou to mine eyes that they behold, and see not what they see? They know what beauty is, see where it lies, yet what the best is, take the worst to be. If eyes, corrupt by over partial looks, be anchored in the bays where all men ride, why, with eyes of falsehood hast thou forged hooks whereto the judgment of my heart is tied? Why should my heart think that a several plot, which my heart knows to be the wide world's commonplace? Or mine eyes, seeing this, say, this is not. To put right truth upon so foul a face? In things right, true, my heart and eyes have erred, and to this false plague they are now transferred.
Sonnet 138. When my love swears that she is made of truth, I do believe her, though I know she lies, that she might think me some untutored youth, unlearned in the world's false subtleties, thus vainly thinking that she thinks me young, although she knows my days are past the best. Simply I credit her false-speaking tongue. On both sides thus is simple truth suppressed. But wherefore says she not she is unjust? And wherefore say not I that I am old? Oh, love's best habit it is in seeming thus. Let me try that line again. Oh, love's best habit is in seeming trust, and age in love loves not to have ears told. Therefore I lie with her, and she with me, and in our faults by lies we flattered be. Good job, Hastings.
Sonnet 139. Oh, call not me to justify the wrong that thy unkindness lays upon my heart. Wound me not with thine eye, but with thy tongue. Use power with power, and slay me not by art. Tell me thou lovest elsewhere, but in my sight, dear heart, forbear to glance thine eye aside. What needest thou wound with cunning, when thy might is more than my o'erpressed defence can bide? Let me excuse thee. My love well knows her pretty looks have been mine enemies, and therefore from my face she turns my foes, that they elsewhere might dart their injuries. Yet do not so, but since I am near slain, kill me outright with looks, and rid my pain.
Consider
Shakespearean Sonnet 140. Be wise as thou art cruel, do not press my tongue-tied patience with too much disdain, lest sorrow lend me words, and words express the manner of my pity wanting pain. If I might teach thee wit, better it were, though not to love, yet love to tell me so, as testy sick men, when their deaths be near, no news but health from their physicians know. For if I should despair, I should grow mad, and in my madness might speak ill of thee. Now this ill-resting world is grown so bad, mad slanderers by mad ears believed be, that I may not be so, nor thou belied. Bear thine eye straight, though thy proud heart go wide.
Sonnet 141. In faith, I do not love thee with mine eyes, for they in thee 1,000 errors note. But 'tis my heart that loves what they despise, who in despite of view is pleased to dote. Nor are mine ears with thy tongue's tune delighted, nor tender feeling to base touches prone, nor taste, nor smell desire to be invited to any sensual feast with thee alone. But my 5 wits, nor my 5 senses can dissuade one foolish heart from serving thee, who leaves unswayed the likeness of a man, thy proud heart's slave and vassal wretch to be. Only my plague thus far I count my gain, that she that makes me sin awards me pain.
Sonnet 142. From this book, William Shakespeare, Complete Sonnets. Love is my sin, and thy dear virtue hate. Hate of my sin, grounded on sinful loving. Oh, but with mine compare thou thine own state, and thou shalt find it merits not reproving. Or, if it do, not from those lips of thine, that have profaned their scarlet ornaments, and sealed false bonds of love as oft as mine, robbed others' beds' revenues of their rents. Be it lawful, I love thee, as thou lov'st those, whom thine eyes woo, as mine importune thee. Root pity in thy heart, that, when it grows, thy pity may deserve to pitied be. If thou dost seek to have what thou dost hide, by self-example mayest thou be denied.
Sonnet 143. Lo, as a careful housewife runs to catch one of her feathered creatures broke away, sets down her babe and makes all swift dispatch in pursuit of the thing she would have stay, whilst her neglected child holds her in chase, cries to catch her whose busy care is bent, to follow that which flies before her face, not prizing her poor infant's discontent. So runnest thou after that which flies from thee, whilst I thy babe chase thee far behind. But if thou catch thy hope, turn back to me, and play the mother's part. Kiss me, be kind. So will I pray that thou mayst have thy will, if thou turn back, and my loud crying still.
2 loves I have, of comfort and despair, which like 2 spirits do suggest me still. The better angel is a man, right fair. The worser spirit, a woman colour'd ill. To win me soon to hell, my female evil tempteth my better angel from my side, and would corrupt my saint to be a devil, wooing his purity with her foul pride. And whether that my angel be turned fiend, suspect I may, yet not directly tell. But, being both from me, both to each friend, I guess, one angel in another's hell, Yet this I shall ne'er know, but live in doubt, till my bad angel fire my good one out.
Those lips that love's own hand did make breathe forth the sound that said I hate, to me that languished for her sake. But when she saw my woeful state, straight in her heart did mercy come, chiding that tongue that ever sweet was used in giving gentle doom, and taught it thus anew to greet. I hate, she altered with an end that followed it as gentle day doth follow night, who like a fiend from heaven to hell is flown away. I hate from hate away she threw, and saved my life, saying, not you.
Sonnet 146. Poor soul, the center of my sinful earth, these rebel powers that thee array, thy dost thine pine within the suffered dearth, painting thy outward walls so costly gay. So why so large cost, having so short a lease, dost thou upon thy fading mansion spend? Shall worms, interiors of this excess, eat up thy charge? Is this thy body's end? Then soul, live thou upon thy servant's loss, and let that pine to aggravate thy store, by terms divine in selling hours of dross, within be fed, without be rich no more. So shalt thou feed on death that feeds on men, and death once dead, there's no more dying then.
Sonnet 147. My love is as a fever longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease, feeding on that which doth preserve the ill, the uncertain sickly appetite to please. My reason, the physician to my love, hath left me, and I desperate now approve desire is death, which physic did accept. Past cure am I, now reason is past care. And frantic more with ever more unrest, my thoughts and my discourse as madmen's are, at random from the truth vainly expressed. For I have sworn thee fair, and thought thee bright, who art as black as hell, as dark as night.
And now I will read Shakespeare's sonnet number 148. O me, what eyes hath love put in my head, which have no correspondence with true sight? Or if they have, where is my judgment fled, that censures falsely what they see aright? If that be fair, whereon my false eyes dote, what means the world to say it is not so? If it be not, then love doth well denote, love's eye is not so true as all men's. No. How can it? Oh, how can love's eye be true, that is so vexed with watching and with tears? No marvel then, though I mistake my view, the sun itself sees not, till heaven clears. O cunning love, with tears thou keepest me blind, lest eyes well seeing thy foul faults should find.
Sonnet 149. Oh, call not me to justify the wrong that thy unkindness lays upon my heart. Wound me not with thine eye, but with thy tongue. Use power with power, and slay me not by art. Tell me thou lovest elsewhere, but in my sight. Dear heart, forbear to glance thine eye aside. What needest thou wound with cunning, when thy might is more than my o'erpressed defense can bide? Let me excuse thee, all my love well knows. Her pretty looks have been mine enemies, and therefore from my face she turns my foes, that they elsewhere might dart their injuries, yet do not so. But since I am rather slain, kill me outright with looks, and rid my pain.
Where the bees up there supply, in a cowslip's bell I lie. There I crouch while owls do fly, on a bat's back I do lie, after summer merrily. Merrily, merrily, there I sit now, under the blossom that hangs from the bough. Merrily, merrily, there I sup now, under the blossom that hangs from the bough.
Sonnet 150. O from what power hast thou this powerful might, with insufficiency my heart to sway, to make me give the lie to my true sight, and swear the brightness doth not grace the day? Whence hast thou this becoming of things ill, that in the very refuse of thy deeds there is such strength and warrant eyes of skill, that in my mind thy worst all best exceeds? Who taught thee how to make me love thee more? The more I hear and see just cause of hate. And though I love what others do abhor, with others thou shouldst not abhor my state. If thy unworthiness raise love in me, more worthy I to be beloved of thee.
Sonnet 151. Love is too young to know what conscience is, yet who knows not conscience is born of love? Then, gentle cheater, urge not my amiss, lest guilty of my faults thy sweet self prove. For thou betraying me, I do betray my nobler part to my gross body's treason. My soul doth tell my body that he may triumph in love. Flesh stays no farther reason, but rising at thy name doth point out to thee as he triumphant prize. Proud of this pride, he is contented thy poor drudge to be, to stand in thy affairs, fall by thy side. No want of conscience, hold it that I call her love, for whose dear love I rise and fall.
Sonnet 152. In loving thee, thou know'st I am forsworn, but thou art twice forsworn to me love swearing, and at thy bed vow broke, and new faith torn, in vowing new hate after new love bearing. But why of two oaths breach do I accuse thee? When I break 20, I am perjured most, for all my vows are oaths but to misuse thee, and all my honest faith in thee is lost. For I have sworn deep oaths of thy deep kindness, oaths of thy love, thy truth, thy constancy, and to enlighten thee gave eyes to blindness, or made them swear against the things they see. For I have sworn thee fair, more perjured I, to swear against the truth so foul a lie.
Cupid laid by his brand and fell asleep. A maid of Dian this advantage found, and his love-kindling fire did quickly steep in a cold valley fountain of that ground, which borrowed from this lovely fire of love a dateless lively heat still to endure, and grew a seething bath, which yet men prove against strange maladies a sovereign cure. But at my mistress' eye, love's fire brand new fired, the boy for trial needs would touch my breast. I, sick withal, the help of bath desired, and thither hied a sad, distempered guest. But found no cure, the bath for my help lies, for Cupid's got new fire, my mistress' eyes.
I get to have the very last sonnet, Sonnet 154. The little love god lying once asleep, laid by his side his heart and flaming brand, whilst many nymphs that vowed chaste life to keep came tripping by, but in her maiden hand the fairest votary took up that fire which many legions of true hearts had warmed, and so the general of hot desire was sleeping by a virgin hand disarmed. This brand she quenched in a cool well by, which from love's fire took heat perpetual, growing a bath and healthy remedy from men deceased. But I, my mistress' thrall, came here for a cure, and this by that I prove, love's fire heats water, water cools not love.
If we shadows hath offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. As I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amen.